started. So we had a high time and we had a low time, and it all kind of evens out together.
I think that's it. That's it.
Okay, lights, please. I think that's really one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me. The doorman, I'm sure, looked out. Actually, when we came in from the car, I got there first because I knew they wouldn't let the Russians in. And they were really kind of snooty there. And the guy said, "May I help you, sir?" I said, "I'm bringing my guest. Does this cause you a problem?" "Oh, no. So we came on in and sat down in the restaurant and had our dessert and tea and talked. Now, what is this all about, really? And we'll be finished before 4 o'clock for the Vesper people. John and I spent 3 days visiting with city officials and healthcare officials, and we did this for a calculated reason. We want to involve the professional community of the University Church in a major way in a ministry to St. Petersburg. That city at this time is wide open. We didn't make it so, but we made it so in a great deal. They know who we are. We left our cards. They know about Loma Linda and the University Church. We didn't leave university cards. We left University Church cards with all of these people. And here is the dream, that there will be a regular flow of personnel, dentists, dental hygienists, physicians of all specialties, and of general medicine, to the hospitals and the clinics of St. Petersburg, through the church in St. Petersburg, not through this church, not through Loma Linda University, not through the medical center, but through the church in St. Petersburg, not here. Do you hear the difference? And I spelled this out to the pastors, and I spelled this out to the church committees over and over again as we met every night during the week. I said, we don't want to come over here as Americans and tell you what to do or how to do it. We don't want to build your church. We're going to give you a lot of money, but the strings are not there. You got to use it responsibly, but we're not going to try to tell you what size or anything else. We just want you to do it well, and we want to bring our people over here to help your people, not to show you how to do it better. We have as much to learn from them as they have from us in different areas. Believe me, these are survivors. These guys have been through what we don't know about. And they're still there. A lot of them have been killed. The intelligentsia have been wiped out. One whole generation shipped out. Their medical practice and their dental practice doesn't even begin to get close to ours. They know that. But they're very proud people. Not false proud, but they're proud with what they've been able to do with what they've got to do it with. We've raised $100,000, $105,000 or $6,000, and that will go a major way toward a new church. We are not going to build a school or a medical clinic. They don't need that. If we play our cards right and act like we've got some sense, the city of St. Petersburg can be dominated by Seventh-day Adventist healthcare in the right sense of the word. Absolutely, totally dominated. There's no question about that. If we don't go in like lords. We're asking you to consider giving some more money to the project. $100,000 won't do it. When John and I landed last Sunday, a week ago, the ruble was trading at 400 to 1. 400 rubles to $1. When we left a week later, it was 450 to $1. Today, George tells me it's 580 to $1. Inflation is going like this. What we've got to do, and these three guys we showed you on the screen, the union president, the division vice president, and the conference president all agree, whatever we do, guys, we've got to do it this summer. They have a group of Ukrainians, Ukrainian artisans and builders who are out of work in the Ukraine, who can come north to St. Petersburg. We've got 15 kids in the university here who have already signed up to go over to help build, and a number of other people are looking at the possibilities. Bruce Johnson starts a second series of meetings in the city of St. Petersburg in April of this year. I think that Bruce's work is probably the best of public evangelism in Russia, and there is some of it that's very bad. American bad. And some of it very good. And Bruce, I think, is doing that, which is very good. So I think we can work with his people and this summer put together a project. Now, what we've got to do is we've got to do it fast. If we fiddle around here for 6 months, I asked Alexander, the pastor, remember, John, what did you think you were going to get from us when we came here? I said, Alexander, what did you really think we were going to do? Blah, 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 blah. Come on, let me ask you the question again. Alexander, tell me, what do you think we were going to do? Blah, blah, blah. And finally, the third time, I said, let me ask you a question again. I asked the same question. Then he finally says, we thought you were going to come over here and tell us you want to help us and make a lot of promises, and then we wouldn't see you again. Because that's what they get most of the time from Americans. So I'm saying to dentists and dental hygienists and to physicians, all of you, we need you now. It's a church project. It's not a university project. It's not a medical center project. It's a church project. And it's a project that goes to their church. We're not coming from Loma Linda. We're coming from St. Petersburg Central Adventist Church. They are those, you are being benefited by their largesse and by their contacts and by their ministry and by their vision. Now, our committee will be meeting, and we're going to add to the committee. If you're interested in helping us, you pay your way, like we have. But we'll buy your ticket. You give us the money, and we will buy your ticket. So everything you do is tax deductible to you. We spent $15 a night for our hotel. It wasn't the European Grand. I wouldn't even go by there unless I had to pick up tickets. Oh, that was funny. That's where John bought the bottle of water to brush his teeth, by the way. We bought a bottle of water there to brush our teeth in the bar. $3 we paid for one bottle. We have a pastor that's extremely capable. Will you let us give you rubles for your dollars to buy the Panasonic machine? Well, sure. We're collecting dollars. We don't want to collect rubles because it's worthless. We want hard money. So we took church money in rubles and gave them American dollars and went down and bought the Panasonic recorder, and they ended up with dollars in their church treasury. We did that repeatedly. When John and I came time to buy our little gifts to put in the suitcase to bring home to our wives and relatives, loved ones, and friends, we gave them American money and they gave us rubles. We went to the little gift shops, and by the way, don't just buy anywhere. Our people can take you to the best places. And we bought our little gifts with rubles, and guess who had the dollars? The church. And that's the way we need to help these people operate. Well, that's our report. You have many questions, but and we're willing to answer them, but it's time to close. We'll be talking more about it. I promised them I would send them a picture of our American committee with T-shirts on, and so we've made black T-shirts that say St. Petersburg Team. And everybody that goes over there, we would like to wear a black T-shirt that says St. Petersburg Team in Old English lettering. And I'll show you one of these next Sabbath in church. so you see what they look like. You saw the picture of their committee in Loma Linda University T-shirts. Now, I promised them that our committee would have St. Petersburg T-shirts on, and we would send them a picture. What should you do when they write to you? Be sure and include a family picture. Tell them about yourself. They're interested in this. They want to know you. Send them all kinds of information, postcards, pictures of your house, pictures of your car. They don't have cars. They're not going to have cars in their lifetime, most of them. But they're interested in becoming our friends. So with this church and its resources, and that church, which will probably double in size in the next 2.5 months, and a city of 5 million with major hospitals, cardiac surgery all the way to dental surgery and everything in between, wide open, let us muster ourselves and take out a couple of weeks this year if you're a professional and help us. Join a team. We'd like to send teams of 5 or 6, not too many at a time, but regularly. And we've got the contacts over there. We've got the system in place so that this can work. Call us, ask us questions. Thank you for being here.